There we are. We are live, gentlemen. Woo. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, we're live.
Door.
What's that? How do you like that?
Door.
Yeah, we got Nick's door.
The door to his car collection.
And then we will. There he is.
We're live, Nick.
Sorry.
Okay, we are live, Nick.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Morning.
So we've got 4 people on, so I'm guessing one of them's Nurse Nancy, or we'll see how this goes. So I want to welcome everyone. So in the upper, we'll play the Hollywood squares here. In the upper left, we've got Dr. Venom. And in the upper right, we have our special guest, Frank. Frank, pronounce your last name for me, because I know I'm going to butcher it.
If you were in Germany, you'd say Weihennig.
Weihennig, right.
But, people screw it up, so we just say Weinig.
Weinig, okay. I would have said Weihennig.
Yeah.
So, in the lower left is my esteemed mechanical helper who helped me on the 928 this week, as well as before. So we now have a running project car. Yeah. Nick, thank you for joining.
Loving it, yes. Good morning, thank you.
And myself, Rudy Samsel, co-founder of Guys with Rides. So, want to welcome everybody today. I'm going to what's the word here? I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to make this a tribute to Dr. Lou. This show, I'm tributing. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Dedicating. Dedicating is the word. Dedicating. All right. So I'm dedicating to this. Lou, great leaders are calm under pressure, and Lou had an incident in his practice this week and saved a man's life. So.
Good job, Lou. Good job.
Good job, Lou. So that's always a special thing. So, I'm sure that's probably your motivation for getting into the practice, and that's the ultimate help. So, my heart goes out to you, and great job. So with that, we've got. We're going to go through. If you haven't been on the show before, first of all, Frank is the owner of Car Care Specialties. We'll get into it in a little bit. But he has made, okay, bear with me. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to, it's going to the wrong side. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm putting it on my screen. And you'll see it here. Bear with me. Okay, here it is. Hang on. So you guys should see this now. Yeah. So thank you, Frank. Frank, and if you're a guest on here today, Frank has got this Car Care Specialties 10% off thank you coupon. And so here's what we'll do. If you're watching this, send us an email at email@guyswithrides.com and put the GWR 2021 in the subject line or coupon, and then we'll write back with the coupon so that you have that. And there's no expiration on it.
Nope, no expiration. That's unlimited.
That's unlimited.
Yes.
What an offer! Thank you, Frank. So unlimited for my guests out there. We'll show that one more time. I think as a few more people get on. So very special thank you, and we'll go from there. So that's that one. So let me go back to us here. There we go. And everything seems to be working. I think I'm hoping everyone can hear us out there. Let's see. So, yep. I'm not seeing anybody. I think we've got it all figured out if you've been on past ones with the mute light, and we're getting better with every show. So thanks for your patience on that. So, I wanted to go through a couple classifyings that people like this week. And so first one up on deck is going to be Nick. And let me bring this up. And it was so if you're not familiar with the website, the classifieds page you can quickly bring up. And Nick,
Yes, sir.
why don't you take it from here on that?
Absolutely. So, of course, for those that know me, these cars are near and dear to my heart as I own two of them. I have a 75 914 that's got the stock 2-liter, and I'm in the process of restoring a 74 914 with the 1.8-liter, both of which have the fuel injection. But, of course, this one is set up for racing. Engine had some work done, upped it to a 2.4-liter, running on Weber carbs, has the race seats in it, obviously, little different style wheels. But I think would be definitely a hoop to drive on the track because in the driving differences just between the 1.8 and 2.0 is major. So upping it to 2.4 would do a lot for such a lightweight car. And if I were in the market right now, I would love to have this to take to all of our Schattenbaum track events. Again, just a great looking car. I see from the listing that he did some light work about 17 years ago as far as body and some surface rust. But other than the mods with the seats and everything, pretty solid original looking car and actually priced very right.
Yeah.
So I think that this would be a great vehicle to add to anyone's stable. Wishing it was me, of course, but
Very cool.
But yeah, you can go wrong with these. We're just passing the 50th anniversary of these cars, and they're just finally being accepted by the Porsche community. We're not the redheaded stepchild any longer, and it's just great to see. And I was kind of glad that I kind of got into these a few years ago on the ground floor before they prices really start to skyrocket.
Good stuff. And when I first saw that ad last Friday, a week ago, when I saw 2.4 on the ad, I'm thinking, oh, here's another Subaru conversion. Blasphemy, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
And sure enough, it's a nice air-cooled, And if you haven't read the description, I'm an old air-cooled Beetle, and these old air-cooled engines, if you want to there's no substitute for cubic inches. And on those,
right.
You just, if you're of a certain age, if you remember getting the J.C. Whitney catalog, you could see in the back of it in the Volkswagen section, you could bump up a VW engine up to what I think back in those days it was 1835 cc sticks in my mind, but to see 2.4 now it's pretty wild.
Rudy, I did that. As you know, I have a 73 Volkswagen thing. I took that from a stock 1.6. We took that up to 1972 cc's.
Wow.
It moves now.
Yeah.
Night-day difference.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so moving on, I'm going to do, let's see. So, Lou, let's do yours. I'm going to tease this up while I'm talking because this car in particular, let me full screen this and then I'll be able to do it. But this one we featured way back over a year and a half ago, and let's see there it is right there. So this one, okay, so this was a car we featured. This is one. Bear with me here. Okay, there we go. This car here we featured. It was 18 months ago, and early on, October of 2019, and the car at the time had a 355 cubic inch engine with a 4-speed, and I had a couple comments on it. So Lou, take it from there because that's no longer the case. You even called it out.
Right.
So-
So, first of all, a little bit of background on El Caminos. You know, that whole concept of car pickup was really based on the Australian Utes. They're the ones who developed the concept, and Holden was, of course, the General Motors division. And the Chevrolet started it. People think that the 5960 were really the first El Caminos, and they were, but General Motors started that in '55 with the Chevrolet Cameo pickup, which the back end of it looked like the '55 Chevrolet. The fenders, fiberglass fenders and taillights looked like the car. This is the second generation El Camino. Started out in '64, went '64 to '67, and I am a fan of El Caminos, so I took the liberty of actually calling up the owner of the car and speaking to him. Very nice gentleman. His name is Zenon. He is a retired mechanic, and the reason he swapped power plants on this car was because the price was too high the way it was, and he wanted to sell this car because he found his dream car, and all of us have a dream car, and his dream car was a 1967 Chevelle 455 actually.
Wow.
And so that's why this car is for sale. This car, he assured me, is a true California car, no rust. At some point in time, there might have been some minor damage to the hood and the front fender, and he himself doesn't like the way the front fender looks, especially right above the trim, and a little bit of the Bondo on the hood and the fender. So he thinks that's all it would need. Would be he would replace fix the hood and the fender on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's, I'm even thinking about it. It's a from the pictures
Really?
and from talking to him, it's an honest car, and he's an honest. He took the motors out of a '69 motor and transmission out of a '69 Impala, 60,000 miles on it. He resealed the motor. I replaced the timing chain while I was there, and rebuilt the back transmission built. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
If anybody's interested, other than me, they call him up. If you want to see the pictures, any other pictures, he'll send them to you. But he doesn't. He wants you to call him to talk to him if you're serious about the car.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for calling him. And
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we all have a dream car, right? Everybody's like, "What's your favorite car?" My next one. It's like we all
Right.
have a dream car. Mine is based anything but German. It's not German.
nice.
Just from watching you guys. Just from watching you.
Yeah. Well, I could see you in that Camino, El Camino, Dr. Lou. I could see you in it. Definitely.
Yeah. See,
I'll gladly take the two German ones you have off your hands, Lou. No problem.
68. You find me a 68, Frank. 68, 396 Super Sport El Camino. With
Okay.
air.
With
Yeah,
air.
I
Okay.
know somebody who has one. 69, 396 Super Sport with air. And he used to
Okay.
go to Home Depot and stuff up.
All right. Cool.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, just a quick story.
If you're listening, yeah.
You talk about El Caminos. A guy down the street from me when I was growing up in Clifton, he had an El Camino, and I hung out with his son. And let me tell you, we spent a lot of times when the car was parked, obviously, just hanging out in the back of the El Camino, getting some sun, listening to music. It was a lot of fun.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's a very useful car.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
He had the cab, too. He had the cab on it.
Ah, the cab, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the Subaru Brat came out, and they put two seats in the back of it, so they wouldn't be taxed for a
Right.
truck. So
Right.
So they'd say the import tax was different for cars and trucks. So somebody there one of their tax attorneys said, "Hey, put 2 fiberglass seat in the bed of the truck, and you would be like a car, 4 passenger or whatever they got. It wasn't a truck then." So
Wow.
and they're going up in value today too. If you can find a good one that's not rusted out, they're an appreciating asset.
Yep. Yep. It is Mike from Staten Island. Welcome. He's pointing out that there was also a GMC Sprint version on the later models, and I know there's Lou schooled me. There's the I guess the Sprint was 71 to 77, and the Caballero. The last one, Caballero. But there's even it's kind of funny. They sound like El Camino fans sound like certain Porsche enthusiasts. Like Lou is definitely the earlier generation Chevelle versus the later model ones. Yeah.
True.
We love all El Caminos here. Guys with rights. We are very inclusive.
I would love a Cameo pickup. That combines both.
Yep.
That even gives you more utility.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so Frank.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. So we're gonna let you talk about. And I don't know. Do you have any demos there? What's your?
No, I'm just going to talk today.
Okay, great.
What I'd like to do, if it's okay with you guys in the future, when our store opens in April, I can be on from the store, and we could do some demos there, and future products. But
that's a great idea.
We'll talk. Yep. And whenever you want to have me on, you have anyone asking questions, you want to have me on to discuss it, just let me know.
I appreciate it. Great. Thank you, Frank. So if you're on watching right now, I'd love to have you. As you can see, I'm able to put comments at the bottom. So just type your comment in, whether you're using YouTube or Facebook right now, and put your comment in or your question, and Frank will answer them. So, Frank, tell us about how you bought Car Care Specialties and how it's evolving.
So, Rudy, thank you again, and Nick and Dr. Lou. Dr. Lou and Nick, we met a couple of months ago, so it's a pleasure to continue our relationship. And Rudy, as you know, we met a couple of years ago.
Right.
And I felt your passion the day I met you. I have to say, was that a Concours event too when I met you?
Yeah.
We were out in Pennsylvania. So what I've been I loved from the day I could have a car. I loved waxing my car, washing my car, blasting the music in the backyard, and getting the suds on the car and getting the car prepped because I was going to go out on a date that night with my girlfriend or whatever at the time. So I enjoyed that going on, but I never thought of it as a business. And eventually I got a real job. I think at the time. I've been in publishing most of my life. But this opportunity came a couple of years ago. Car Care Specialties has been around for 33 years. It started with the founder, Larry Reynolds, his passion, taking his German car, the Porsche, to the track. And being a chemist, he knew and was able to test products. He knew just based on their chemical makeup if they were going to work, if they weren't going to work. And while he's at the track, everybody would come up to him and say, "Where'd you get that? What are you using that for? How can I get that?" So he started bringing the product to the track and started selling it off the table. And this is all pre-internet. This is before the internet ever existed, okay, or we even knew about it. So he built his business that way, and what he did is he put a catalog together, sent it out to as many people as you can. To date, we have about 15,000 people in our database. So sending out 15,000 catalogs at the time was very expensive and, just lengthy, just a very arduous task. But to make a long story short, when the internet came on, he put up a website. Larry would go across the country because car clubs would invite him, paid to have him come across the country and give demonstrations. And while he was at the demonstrations and he would give clinics on it, he would sell product too. And so he was always on the run. Well, Larry, he's 74 now, had some health issues a couple of years ago, and he was looking for someone to help him, someone with a little energy. I was getting tired of the publishing industry, so I said, you know what? I'm finally ready to do this. I have a passion for it. I love it. I don't have Larry's knowledge yet, but we'll get there. So if anybody's got questions today, if I can't answer it, I will get back to you with Larry's knowledge. I mean, he's seen it all based on that. So that's where Car Care Specialties is at after 33 years. We've got a new website now. We're opening up a store in Hillsdale, New Jersey. It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world. It's not going to be a AutoZone or anything like that. But it's going to be a real cool place to come, get your products, sit, chat. We can watch some videos on how to apply the products. We could even do some demonstrations right there in the store. So just to let you know, that's opening in April. And when Rudy reached out to me last week and asked if I'd like to be a guest, the first thing that came to me was one question everyone always asks me because of today's crazy market. What do you think of ceramic coatings? That's the question I get hundreds and hundreds of times. Okay, what do you think of ceramic coating? So I thought that'd be a great little topic to give a little information about it. I can give you what I believe and what Larry believes, and you can have your own opinion. That's what's the unique thing about products for everybody. It's subjective. A wax on your car, Rudy, you think it looks great. That same wax on Dr. Lou's car, he doesn't like it.
Yeah,
okay,
it's very true.
Very subjective. Yeah. So I'm going to give you my opinion and what I know about ceramic coatings, but it's always going to be up to you to decide on where you want to go with it. So let's talk just a little bit about coating. Okay. Back in the 40s, which just to let you know, one of the waxes we carry, the Blitz wax, that started in 1940 on the drag strips out in California.
Wow.
And I even have one of the original cans in the store. And so you had the single stage paints, and what's happening? You know, the environment, the rain, the dirt was attacking these paints. So you had to protect it. So they created Carnauba Wax. Okay. And just let you know, the Carnauba plant was chosen because it's so slippery and that when it rains, the way the plant's constructed, the water goes down to its roots to feed it. So that's how Mother Nature helped the Carnauba plant out. Just a little tidbit.
Nice.
So then you had the coating of the wax. As we got more into modern times, you had that single stage paint. The metallic paint came out. And what they found with the metallic paint was the metallic would rise to the top as the paint dried. So when you were waxing or you were glazing or buffing it out, you were taking the metallic out of the paint since it was right on the top. So that's where the clear coat came in. The idea of a clear coat came in after that. And clear coat, all it is it's paint without pigment. Okay, your clear coat. But that's where the clear coat started. The car companies had to come up with something because the metallic was being taken off the paint. So as we get further, you're still waxing your car, but then as we got into understanding polymers, some of the big major product companies came out with the idea, let's start, creating polymer sealants to seal the paint that will give us the shine, give us the gloss, but give us more longevity moving down. But as anybody will know, polymer means plastic, petroleum-based products. So if you're passionate about your car and you love your paint, which don't forget your paint is alive too. I mean, it's porous, it's alive, it's breathing, it needs to be fed. And why I say that is, you ever see that car, the hood, the paint's all gone on the hood? Okay, that comes from car that has not been properly washed, fed with the emollient oils that it needs, or properly waxed over the years. That's what's happened to that car. So the paint just comes off. So you have your polymer sealant in that sense. People like it. Some people don't like it. But these major car product companies, they're just out for profit. And so they've got to come out with the next big thing, right, to help us out, to make our life easier. Well, they came up when they said, well, let's put another clear coat on the car. But you don't have to spray it on. We're going to be able to apply it by hand. So they came out with ceramic coatings. And what a ceramic coating is just another clear coat applied to your car. But you don't need to have it sprayed. It can come out of a bottle and it can be applied. First of all, ceramic is a misnomer when I talk about it, because a ceramic coating is about 90% silica. Okay, and silica, you know that little shiny speck in the sand that you see?
Yep.
Okay, that's silica, and that's used to make glass. It's used also to make abrasives. But they also mix in the ceramic coating polymers, and that's plastic. So it's plastic and some parts of the glass put together. And in order to call it ceramic, because silica is used in ceramics too, you need to heat it up to 2,400 degrees in order to have a proper ceramic. So I don't think a detailer who's applying ceramic to your car is putting your car into an oven with 2,400 degrees. Out that, okay? So it's a misnomer in that sense, but the marketing side of the business thought it was better to call it that than what you see on some of the bottles today, like I don't have that one with me, but if you see some of the products, it says SIOX, that's silica. It sounds better ceramic. So you'll see a lot of ceramic products out there. It also gave another revenue stream for detailers. Instead of charging you $150 to clean your car, now to apply the ceramic coating, they could charge you between, I'm hearing prices between $600 and $3,000, depending on the product, depending on who's doing it, and how much prep work and how bad the condition the car is in before they apply it. But let's take a step back. Why is ceramic coating? Does it work? It's definitely very hydrophobic, meaning that the water beads right off the car. It will protect from acid rain. It will protect from your bird droppings and things of that sort. But for how long? They give you a warranty. Some of them give you a warranty of 1 year, some 3 years. And this all is included in the price. So if you get a 1 year ceramic coating, you're going to pay probably about $600. But if you're going to get a 7 or 8 year ceramic coating, that's going to get you into the $2,500, $3,000 range to have it applied. It will not, if you have existing scratches, it will not get rid of that. If you have existing damage, it will not get rid of that. So why do you get a ceramic coating? If you have a brand new car, it's coming out of the showroom and it's going to be your baby, and you want to protect it for resale value in the future because you don't want scratches introduced. You'd rather the ceramic coating get the scratches or get any damage, then it would be a good idea to get a ceramic coating. But let's not forget, it's not the hearsay that every ceramic coating advertises that you'll never have to wash your car again, that it will protect you from everything. It will protect from certain scratches, not every scratch under the sun. The other misnomer about a ceramic coating is if someone does, dent your car, a ceramic coating is very hard. Not as flexible. They're getting more flexible as we go on. That's another term I'm going to talk about. Wow. But they are very hard. So if you get hit and they crack, well, if you have to do any kind of new paint work, you have to have the ceramic coating removed. How do you remove a ceramic coating? You have to take it back to your detailer. He's got to get the machine out and he's got to sand it all off again. So there's a lot of process and work to get that ceramic coating off. And then it has to be reapplied again. But the thing you want to make sure when you're getting a ceramic coating applied is that the person you're using is professional, has a professional shop that's dust-free, well lit, because if the car isn't properly prepped, isn't all the contaminants removed from your car, you can have major issues down the road when they apply the ceramic coating, which could be streaking, hazing, bubbling up, and within a few months, sometimes they just peel right off because they haven't been applied properly. Especially if that evil word silicone is involved. If there's any silicone on that car, nothing will stick to it. So just letting you know, if you're going to pick a ceramic coating, make sure you find a professional person that you trust and will guarantee their work. Now, I got back to where they say the ceramic coatings, you'll never have to wash your car again. Not true. It will, in the short term, give you that hydrophobic effect. It will protect your paint. However, there is maintenance involved. Your car is going to get dirty. You're going to get dust on it, and you're going to have to wash it. Problem with the ceramic coating is, don't think you could go to a brush car wash and have it washed. Problem being is the brushes will scratch your car. They will scratch the ceramic coating, but the shampoos that they use in car washes are alkaline. A lot of them are alkaline, have high alkaline content. Alkaline is the worst thing for a ceramic coating. It actually tears apart the polymers, the bonding of the polymers. So when you go to a car wash, if you're going to and you have to go to a car wash, you want to go to a brushless one and try to see that they have a pH balanced shampoo so that you have no acidity, you have the balance of the acidity and the alkaline, because too much alkaline, it starts breaking it up. Also, you don't want to get the wax, the spray wax put on top at the car wash, because that will just haze your ceramic coating as you go through. So that's a misnomer with ceramic coatings, that you think you never have to wash the car. You do have to wash your car. When you do wash your car, it will start losing some shine over a couple months, okay? Even the first year you have it. So they have these quick detailers. I have one right here. It's called Beat It by Jesscar, okay? After you wash the car, just spray this on. This will give it, it will apply a new layer of silica on it. So it'll shine it up more, and it'll also bring back more of the hydrophobic effect to bead the water off, okay, in that sense. So again, it's a ceramic coating. If it works for you, you don't think it's the end all to end all. You still have to do some maintenance work on there. It will protect certain things. It will protect from the acid rain, as I said, bird droppings. However, water stains, if you get water stains on a ceramic coating, you're going to more than likely, if you can't get it out with a polish, you're going to have to bring it back to the detailer, and he or she is going to have to get that polished out for you. So that's some of the misnomers on when you're talking about a ceramic coating. Now, as I said, there's professional ceramic coatings that you get professionally applied. There's a do-it-yourself kit too, and this is for if you're just you don't want to trust somebody, but you want to do it yourself ceramic coating. We carry one from Sonax. It's $79.99, and that's where they sell it like that all over across. It's a 2-part application. You spray on the polymer, you wait a few hours, and then you put on the gloss coat. You spray on the gloss coat. It's only one application though, so it's $80 for one application, and it will give you between 9 months to a year protection, because it is a ceramic coating. So you have to take into account that $80, if I buy a jar of $35 wax or $31 bottle of polymer sealant, that both of those I could probably get 24. With a jar of wax, you probably get 24 applications to it for $35. With a polymer sealant, you might get 10 applications in a 16-ounce jar of polymer sealant for $31. So you have to weigh that effect too, because a polymer sealant will give you a year's protection. It won't protect you as well from the scratches and some of the acid rain as a ceramic coating, but it will give you the protection. It'll give you a better shine, a better deep depth of shine, especially a wax will give you a better depth of shine than will a ceramic coating. But again, that's subjective. In my opinion, that's where I feel. So you have to gauge the cost too, because if you also with the ceramic coating, if you do get it professionally applied, as I said, you'll have to bring it in every couple of years for maintenance, and they will charge. If you got one of the higher end $2,500 ceramic coatings, after 2 years, when you bring it in, they are going to buff it up, and then they're going to reapply another coat of gloss on it. They're going to charge you about $600 to do that.
Wow.
So it's an 8-year warranty, but every 2 years you're going to have to spend $600. So I know I'm doing a lot of talking, guys, but I'm trying, as much in there.
I can't thank you enough. I've learned so much in the last 15 minutes, and you really set the record straight on some of this. It's just managing expectations. It's so, you like you say, the marketing hype. You read everything, you just put it on and go. But like everything else, it's not the perfect solution, but it's certainly a step in the right direction, and it needs maintenance. Ernie, our guest from last week, he has a specific question, which I think some people have. Can you apply it over a clear bra like Expel or the 3M products? Does it give you just that extra level on top of?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know the answer to that
Okay.
question. I will find that out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get back to you, Ernie, on that one. And then go ahead.
Question. I was going to say, at one point I was doing a little research on them, and I found some companies who say they have a lifetime with one application. And you look how much it costs and what they sell you. It's 20 ml. The bottle, you look at this tiny little bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
20 milliliters. So and they charge you $300 for it, and it says it's the hardness goes by. I think someone said it was 12H, the hardness of the product, and it has nanotechnology on top of besides ceramic coat, it's also nanotech. So it's got a good ad writer to it for sure.
Yeah,
it's got a good ad writer. But
yeah, in fact,
have you ever heard of anything that's a permanent ceramic coating? And how thick is it, by the way? How thick could it possibly be?
It's as thick as your hair, as a single hair follicle. It's just as thick as your clear coat. That's all it is. Very thin. And so, like I said, it's the lifetime one. I haven't heard that one yet. I've heard the most I've heard is 10 years. And again, as I said, they don't tell you about the maintenance in between. So that's the issue too. It's a very thin, very thin.
Okay.
So you don't buy your products off eBay, or else you would see the lifetime warranties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say is they're also Adams is coming out with. Adams has a new technology out now. It's called graphene. Okay. And they're what they're doing with their ceramic products is to make it more flexible, because they are finding that sometimes that car gets dented, it cracks. The ceramic coating cracks. And as I said, it has to be reapplied because it has to be taken off, and you can take it off if you want. You need to use a degreaser, okay? That's the way to you can get your ceramic coating off. But your degreaser and a polishing machine to sand it off. But they're introducing a graphene version of it that's supposedly going to be a little bit more flexible. I haven't seen it yet. So maybe at another time when I understand it a little more, we can talk about the graphene portion of it.
Okay.
How about the stuff for glass? I think one of the products they wanted to sell me was glassparency or something like that. Your value,
Well, I always talk to I'm spewing out what Larry's learned over the years and my own experiences. Larry and I have always felt, and he's made me feel this way, adding anything to glass, given that it's a shatter, the way they shatter, you don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the structure of that glass. So if you're adding something, you could be damaging the glass. And if you get in a car accident, maybe it's going to shatter all over the place. So Larry and I have always been against adding anything to the glass. other than just cleaning it normally.
That include Rain-X, things like products like that? You don't think?
No, Rain-X is fine. Rain-X is actually, I like Rain-X too. I'm a Mario Andretti guy, so I love this product. Rain-X is fine, but they're telling you they're selling you the ceramic coating for the glass. Actually, sometimes a good wax is good too on your glass. Put on a good wax on it.
I found over the years that a wax cleaner or remover that you're trying. Ultimately, what you're trying to do, particularly with the windshield, is degrease the windshield. And I found like Mother's number 2, when they still had the 3-step process, that did a great job. Or no, excuse me, the step 1, the cleaner, stuff like that really did a great job cleaning your glass.
Are you talking about the interior or the exterior?
Exterior, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the interior is. Go ahead. Sorry.
You don't want the wipers to smear. One of the things everybody hates is the wipers to smear. So you need a.
Yeah. No, and again, like I said, we're again. It's all subjective. We feel anything that hurts the integrity of your windshield. We'd hate to have something happen if you, God forbid, were ever in an accident and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Well, and I think what you're alluding to there, people like the side glass is glass, right? So that's inert. What you're referring to is modern windshields have a plastic. They're basically glass sandwiched between plastic, and the coatings could affect that a little bit more. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, I don't know for sure. That's just how we feel. But even like some people have asked me, can I take an abrasive to the windshield and polish it down to make it smoother? Well, you can do it, but again, I can't promise you're not going to hurt the integrity of the glass, because an abrasive, you're actually cutting like a thin razor. You're taking a layer of that top glass off,
right. And
who knows if you're affecting it or not.
Yeah.
Hate to be the one to bring that bad burden on that.
Yeah.
So I'm old school. I will tell you, and again, Larry being in my ear, there's a lot of work with everything. If you want to have a beautiful concours looking car, if your car has light scratches on it, again, anything deep, you're going to have to eventually take it to a professional. They're going to have to work on it with the polishing machine and all that. But if you got light scratches, start out with a coat of 3M glaze, or any glaze that you like. We like 3M glaze. Then hit it with a coat of P21S paintwork cleanser, and that's a polish. But the most important thing that it's doing, it's feeding your paint the oils to make the paint stay alive and look vibrant. Okay, that's the most important part. And then seal it with one of your favorite wax or sealant, polymer sealant. Wax is better because if you're going to go to a concours, you want that paint to pop and you want it to shine. And if you hit it with over about a couple weeks, you hit it with the wax a couple times, you're going to have a beauty. But that brings me up to a good point. If you are waxing your car, you need to wait at least 4-5 days before you apply another coat of wax. Reason being, wow. Yeah, you don't want to if you say you put on, Rudy, if you waxed your car today and tomorrow morning you want to put another coat of wax on, you're going to probably take about 90% of the wax off, because the solvents have not dried or hardened yet. The wax is not dried or hardened. Okay. So the solvents from the fresh coat is going to take 90% of your wax off. So you want to wait 4 or 5 days before you apply a second or a third coat to your wax.
So that brings up an interesting question then. So suppose I'm getting ready for a concours, and if I'm hurting for time and I'm only doing it a couple days before, and I go through the polish and the wax, you're saying, is it safe to assume then, let's say a couple days later, I get to the concours and I start putting on one of those last minute speed shines to clean up the car? It'll actually take a spray detail. Will that start taking the wax off?
If it's only been a couple of days, yes.
Interesting.
So my suggestion my suggestion to you would be, if you don't have as much time, put the car out in the sun for a while. Okay. That'll help harden the wax. And then I would say if you have like 3 or 4 days, you could take like a nice pH shampoo, but very little bit in a 5-gallon, and then just go over the car, and that'll help harden the wax a little bit too.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, no. If you try to wax right after that, you're basically taking all the wax off again.
Good to know. I got a lot more
very
time
good to
now.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a couple questions did come in while great conversation. So Nurse Nancy, thank you for watching the Facebook part.
Hello, Nancy.
And so she said someone wants to know how thick the ceramic coating is versus a paint protection film.
Well, the paint protection film is pretty much as thin. It depends which paint protection film you get. I mean, on my Boxster, I have a 2006 Boxster. The darn thing is probably, almost a millimeter, a milliliter, should I say, thick. It depends on which film you get, but the ceramic coating is as thin as your hair. It's just like your clear coat.
Mills, okay. So we have a gentleman by the name of Ron, and forgive me, Ayet, I believe how he says it. He said, in addition to this comment I have published, I've been doing ceramic coatings for a few years now in my detailing venture, and he teaches his coating clients how to wash their cars and specifically instructs them to keep them out of tunnel washers. So good to know. There's a guy that is living the coating, and so let's see. So then he also mentioned the earlier question, I believe, was Ernie's about putting this on. He mentions that GT Technics Halo product is designed specifically for applications over paint protection film.
Okay, great.
So,
thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And our good friend Dominic, who is a very he's a fellow member in NNJR. I think you know him. He has the silver Targa. Yeah. So he has a great question. What's the difference between a wax and sealants?
Okay. So a wax is it's a hydrophobic that sits on top of your clear coat. It's not bonding to anything. Okay, so it's just a wax. Your sealant, your polymer sealant, is actually bonding to your clear coat. So that's the difference. So you're getting a more harder protection than you are with a wax. So that's the difference, Dom.
There you go.
So as I said, your wax is just sitting here. It's not grabbing, where your polymer sealant is grabbing and sticking together and making it a harder shell on the car.
Okay, and then our good friend Joe Piconia is watching, so shout out to Joe. Welcome, and he mentions that if you're in the Jersey area, they use Autobella for all their cars, which he's featured last season's. So he's got a lot of cars, and I based on the condition of those cars, I know Joe takes car care very seriously, and so if
I have to tell you, I am very fortunate where I live here in Upper Saddle River, right next to Route 17 over here. You have every car dealership that you could think of, okay, within about 3 miles. You've got Maserati, you have Audi, you have Porsche, you know the Jack Daniels Porsche, okay.
Yep.
You have the McLaren dealership, you have the BMW, you've got Alfa Romeo, you got Fiat, you have Mazda. We have everything here within about 3 miles. Toyota, everything. So we're very fortunate, and what's grown out of that is local little businesses have grown to apply ceramic coatings, to do car care, which is very exciting in this area, I have to say. So there's a couple really good companies here that apply the products and also can maintain your car.
Nice. All great stuff. Appreciate it. So a lot of great comments, and I want to thank Frank. This has been great. I'm going to, and if you're joining a little bit late, Frank generously provided us with a coupon. And if you, let me bring that up here. It comes up on the wrong side, so I can't publish it easy. Sorry for all the dancing around. There we go. So if you see that now so Frank, thank you for providing this coupon. So anybody watching, if this is a no expiration coupon, it's a 10% off, not only no expiration, but on any future purchases at Car Care Specialties. Reach out to us, send an email to Guys with Rides. So it's email@guyswithrides.com, and put in either the, let me move this up. There's the, you can see it here.
Yeah, you got to move.
I got to move it over there. But if you want to put,
good.
yeah, there we go. So if you want to put GWR 2021 in the subject line, or give me the coupon, just tell me what tell us what you're looking for, and we'll get this coupon over to you. And if you reach out via that way, I'll even. Hang on. Let me put me back on here.
I have to say, this is the first time I've been on a TV program, so thank you very much.
Absolutely, Frank. Thank you.
I'm loving it.
Thank you.
There's one of Joe Piccone, one of our dear friends. He has an i8.
Oh, yes.
BMW i8 Roadster. Are you familiar with the glass on that particular car?
No, that I'm not. I can't say I am.
Neither was I. It's made out of
Okay.
Gorilla Glass, which is the same as like the iPhone's glass is.
Wow.
On the iPhone. And because of that, it's very, very expensive. It has its own insurance policy, Joe says. And it's electrochromatic, and it contains sensors. And they have special cleaning instructions that come with it. You're only allowed to use Glass Plus and a new squeegee, rubber-edged and sponge-sided, and two-sided rub-down with a clean microfiber towel. That's it.
It's wild.
BMW. Yes, that is a German car, right, Nick? That's another one.
Yes. Don't. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Look, talking about BMWs, that is our famous escapade that we did. And it proves why you need a PPI before you buy a car, and why Guys with Rides auction site offers a free PPI for the cars as of right now.
Exactly. That's it's so. I've got to put it somewhere on the website. If you got to read, I'll feature that, and our escapades of going to Connecticut to see that car, and
Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island. Oh, yes.
Backwoods. I didn't
yes.
know Rhode Island had backwoods.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, they do. So, Frank, thank you. And let me bring up the car you wanted to talk about in the classifying. So, bear with me for a second here. Yeah. So keep talking, guys. That.
Yeah. No, well, let me just show you why that car gets to me. This is the one I had when I was a kid. When I was, where's the camera? Here it is. That's the Mustang I had. So I fell in love with a Mustang early on. This is back in the 80s. Some stories about this car. If I had too much weight in the back, it would start. If you had a couple too many people in the car, it would start grinding against the drive shaft, which was really scary. I spilled kerosene in the car, so anytime I went in there for about 2 months, I'd come out of there smelling like a kerosene lantern. So that was pretty fun. But had a lot of good times with this car. This really, we had a lot of fun with this car. My wife, because my wife and I were dating at the time, so we had a lot of fun going around in this car. Nice.
This is the car you were reminded of. This was a '79. So if you guys remember the Fox body Mustangs, there's a arguably now that's become the most popular Mustang ever because how easy it is to modify. So these days, it's hard to come by a stock one, particularly this car, because, well, it's got the, if you know these wheels, they're the Michelin TRX wheels. You choose a special metric tire. I guess you can only get them from Coker Tire now. And yeah, Frank, so this one brought memories back for you, huh?
Oh, definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually had one before this one. I had it was a coupe. It was actually a 2-door coupe, had the regular trunk on it. It was black. But one of the interesting things is it had a turbo in it. And
wow.
Boy, I'll tell you, you got, when you hit you put it into third, and all of a sudden that turbo would kick in, because it actually had a light when it would tell you that the turbo would kick in. It had a light on the back. Yeah, it was really cool too. And that's my first Mustang that I had that got me into it. But then I got this one. But yeah, I saw this the other day online, and I said, my gosh, that brings back some great memories. Because the car, first of all, it was great on gas. Being out of college or being in college, you wanted to worry about gas. It could take quite a few people with you. It could carry things. My mother, I'd always have to take her to the grocery store and get groceries. So you need something like that. But it was fast. It was a fast car. And to work on it, very easy. Very, very easy to work on. If we had to replace the alternator one time, a couple belts. We put that Prestone flush kit into it. I put new springs in the back, obviously, because it was dragging. But they're very easy to work on, very easy to maintain, and they look cool. They really, in my opinion, they look really cool.
Yeah.
Not like the one you had the other day, the Dodge Charger. Did you have that on there? Something the one that looked like the Horizon, the Chevy Horizon. You remember those? Yeah, forget about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Yeah. Don't worry. That's I love that car. My cousin, who lives in Fairfield, he's got 12 of them over the, within a 30-year period. He's got 12 different in a warehouse. He's a big Mustang nut too, and I tell you, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that car.
No doubt. Well, I'm going to go. There it is. So, all right, we're going to cover mine real quick here. And I'm just bringing up. So the one I'm about to bring up, it turns out that not a lot of people, including yours truly, did not know about. And it was a 76 only. And let me bring this up now. We got it.
Yeah.
So this was if you've heard me talk in the past, my family, my mom, we had a 76 Vega 2-door wagon like this in Western New York. We paid $300 for it. This was the early '80s now, so it was a 6-year-old car by then. And you've heard me talk right about Western New York was not kind in the prior to the even in modern times. When I go home, you'll be amazed at 4- or 5-year-old cars that are rusting through already. And so so this 76 wagon reminded me of just how these Malaise era cars were not very fun. But this one is a Nomad themed Vega. So Chevrolet would send these cars out. It was a special one car per dealer. So I think back in the day they had about 5,500 dealers. And this one came up. I've never seen it before. And it's documented where the dealer would order it. And I think you can see it in this one. There it is. So it's a ZR5, a California car, ZR5 Nomad package. And in the earlier one, what he's showing here is, in fact, Connell Chevrolet in Costa Mesa, California, bought the car, but it was shipped to this Skytrends where they did the conversion. So this was just fascinating to me. Of course, this one's a project car. It needs a little work. It runs, but it's rough. And I forgot who was asking me earlier in the week. I guess when we did rehearsal. So this by '76, the early Vegas had a bad reputation for the way the aluminum block was made, and these featured a lot of upgrades. And this is the later Monza engine, which my understanding was much more reliable. But just a neat car. Let me show you probably the neatest thing here. Well, it says Nomad on the back, but the B pillar was specially modified along with the window frame to make it look like the vintage Nomads. And,
Wow.
Just classic car sales that or the automakers trying to get a few more sales out. So, if somebody knows how many Chevrolet dealers were back in the day, I just remember around '78 there were about 5,500 because of the whole Corvette pace car production. So it's probably safe to say, even back then there's a great shot of the B pillar. So anyway, that was my favorite, along with a lot of people. It's very popular this week, as not many people knew that. So one other one, I'm just going to bring it to everyone's attention and then we'll call it a day. Is if you got the email, that's not what you're supposed to see. Anyway, if you go to the website today, one of the Sports Car Saturday features that we're doing is let's see here.
96 Corvette.
Yeah, 96 Corvette. Thank you. I'm having.
Yeah. It's a collector edition LT4 with a 6-speed, which they only came with a 6-speed, the LT4s.
There it is. Thank you, Lou. That's
From the LT1 to the LT4 at that particular time.
right. So this is the car.
Yes, it is.
If you're going to buy a C4, I featured this one today because if you're going to buy, thanks for that, Lou. People say you can't buy a good Corvette for under $10,000. This is a driver quality car. It's got some cracking in the sheet metal. Excuse me. The the fiberglass.
It's actually you're close. It's sheet molding compound.
Yeah, sheet molding SMC. That's what I meant to say. Sheet molding, sheet metal compound.
Not sheet. Not shit. It's sheet.
All right.
But
You put the accent in the right syllable or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this if you're going to buy a C4, this is probably the one you want. It's an LT4 6-speed manual. This was
How many
before
miles?
78,000 miles for $9,500. I mean,
Collector edition.
And collector edition on top of it. And I guess maybe you know this, Lou, but the collector edition, that last year, you could only get the LT4 with the 6-speed, but my understanding is the collector's edition, you could get the automatic in the LT4. I could be wrong about that, but
Very cool wheels, too. I like the wheels.
yeah. So Lou and Nick will appreciate this, and I think Frank too, because of the plates on my Boxster. This is probably one of the few silver cars I would venture to buy right now.
Whoa, that's saying a lot.
I think that every year when they make a collector edition of it, like the C3 series, I think that also was silver. So I think that Chevrolet does that.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly. That's what they make their collector editions. They're all silver cars.
Good. Well, that's I can't believe it's 11 o'clock, but Frank, Nick, and Lou, I can't thank you guys enough. No, I think it was very informative.
This was great.
And we had
Frank is a good source for information.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get a lot of traffic from that because when we publish this on the YouTube channel that keeps growing by the day, I think a lot of people looking up how to, ceramic coat. Your honesty on this, I think, will generate a lot of buzz on the subject. So, can't thank you enough on that. And again, everyone watching, reach out for the unlimited, unexpiring coupon for 10% off at Car Care Specialties.
So
So,
stop by. If you're in
Stop
Hillsdale,
by.
New Jersey, stop by.
yeah,
Have a
very
coffee.
cool. Very cool. So, thank guys. Any parting thoughts? Everybody good?
Everybody's good. Everybody's waiting to see what Governor Murphy's going to do in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
For opening it up to any kind of car events. We're all anxious.
All very
We have to go
anxious.
across the river. When we have to go
Yeah.
across the river.
Yep,
Yep. And,
it's true.
My
I got a feeling that Washington's Crossing will have a lot of events this year.
I do too. I would predict that. Yep.
Well, the old, just to let you know, the old Porsche Hershey event is now going to be in Carlisle, May 1st.
Right.
So if anybody's planning to go out there, stop by, say hello. Yeah, so we're excited for that show.
Yeah.
That swap
yeah,
meet.
me too. I will be there.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Nick.
Stay tuned to Rudy's channel.
I take
Updates. That's what I'm most. That's my parting thoughts.
I'll take the fifth on that. Is that German cars?
Yeah, just a few. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.
All right,
And
guys. Have a great weekend.
thanks again.
Till next week.
Next week. Thanks,
Till next
everyone.
week, right?
Yep.
All
Take
right,
care,
take care.
everyone.
Go Venom. Go Venom.
All right.
There you go.
Venom. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
All right. So, let's see. I'm going to end the